And coming to you live from the News Hub inside Kanda. Good afternoon to you. My name is Nanikia Mensah Brampa, and this is Midday Live. Let's stay tuned for the headlines now. And coming up this afternoon, Accra Human Rights Court to deliver judgment on the case filed by 5 citizens over delay in implementation of the Representation of the People's Amendment Act, ROPA. Also in the bulletin, we find out the impact of the ruling of the New Patriotic Party following Sunday's Congress. And later, English and Arabic JHS students of Makango in the Salaga district of the Northern Region sharing class with Batswell. The district director of education, Mohammed Abu Baba, responds to inability of a school to fix windows for ventilation. And later, on entertainment, Miss Ghana pageant rocked by allegations of pimping. Right, so we have the detail of this as well as the latest in sports and international news all in the next hour. Stay with us. And beginning with from the courts this afternoon, High Court in Accra Human Rights Division, presided over by His Lordship Justice Anthony K. Yeboah, will today, Monday, deliver judgment on the case filed by 5 citizens over the delayed implementation of the Representation of the People's Amendment Act, also known as the ROPA Law 2006 Act 699. Now, the law seeks to empower eligible Ghanaians abroad to vote in national elections. Successive governments have failed to ensure its implementation since its passage in 2006. The applicants are therefore praying the court to declare a violation of their human rights with the non-implementation of the law and a subsequent order for them to take part in general elections and national referenda while residing abroad. Right, and joining me in the studios this afternoon to look at exactly what the courts decided on is my colleague, Godfred Tanam. Hello, Godfred. Good to have you here.
Right. Good.
Now, what was the judgment of the court?
Now, the court has ordered the EC for within 12 calendar months to make sure that they send the modalities of how to implement ROPA, that is allowing Ghanaians living abroad to vote in the 2020 elections. So as it stands now, with the ruling or the judgment of the court, it means that 2020 general elections, people living outside the country, that's Ghanaians living outside the country, are going to vote.
And what does this judgment mean for the 5 citizens who presented this before the court?
In fact, it is something that they are very happy about. I mean, this is something they've been fighting for years now, and if the court has granted it to them, I believe that it's something that they would really love to be happy about. And then what the court, actually said, or the judge said, was that it is something that the EC failed to implement for 10 years now. That is the fact. EC failed to implement it for 10 years. And he's saying that it is unwise for the EC, with any difficulty that they had, not to seek wise counsel from individuals and then organizations if they had any difficulty in implementing it. So he's saying that whatever the EC has done is against, or it breaches the fundamental human rights of the people living outside the country for not allowing them to vote for 10 years after the act was promulgated by the Parliament.
So does it mean we're going to see another case or another issue come out of this particular?
There's not going to be any case. With this one, everything is complete now. So EC has to come out, send a report to, or a write-up to Parliament to tell Parliament that these are the modalities, these are the processes that we're going to use to make sure that people living outside the country, Ghanaians living outside the country, vote. So when they send it to Parliament, and Parliament will then make sure that that is done, that the Parliament will debate and find out that whether that is the right procedure to go about the whole thing. Then after that, they will decide what exactly should be done. So EC has 12 calendar months, and after the 12 calendar months, they are having within 30 days to write back to the court if they are not able to implement the directives by the court.
Now, you would agree that this particular issue in courts, having the judgment today, was very important to the ruling NPP. Did you see any of the officials around when you visited the court?
We didn't see them. We saw only the lawyers and then the people who, the applicants. Yes, we didn't see members.
So you've not been really able to gather anything from them regarding the ruling of the matter?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm sure you'll get that later, and I will be speaking to Dr. Brenya quite shortly also on the matter. Thank you so much, Godfrey Tanam.
Thank you.
Our court correspondent there, giving us more detail to that particular one, where we understand that the 2020 general elections will see Ghanaians in the diaspora also voting as per judgments from the court. Now, President Akufo-Addo says the New Patriotic Party will spell doom if it ever amends their constitution to prevent Ghanaians of dual citizenship from holding any party position. Now, speaking at the party's extraordinary congress in Kumasi, the president said he is against the warning.
The idea of barring dual citizens from running for office was spearheaded by the NPP's parliamentary caucus, which says the move will bring the party's constitution in conformity with the 1992 constitution, which bars dual citizens from occupying any public office. A bill to that effect has been submitted to Parliament to amend Articles 94, Clause 2A and 8, Clause 2 of the Constitution, as well as Section 16 of the Citizenship Act. President Akufo-Addo expressed concern over the amendment. The president, however, says the rationale to align the party's constitution with that of the country is not bad, but must be done properly.
I am strongly opposed to the measure, and it is going to be withdrawn. The third amendment, to which I am absolutely opposed, is that one that is set down as motion number 85, which seeks to make the presidential candidate, the president of our party, the flag bearer and leader of the party. That motion is against all precedent and tradition of this party, and I am going to ask for Congress to, if they will not be withdrawn, to oppose and reject it. We do not need that amendment.
The party then opened the floor for motions to be moved. Earlier, the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the party, Nchibu Osiakon, also known as Chairman Wontumi, said all parliamentary seats in the region will belong to the NPP by the end of his reign as chairman.
As chairman of this region, my interest, my dream is to see that by the end of the day, we will have the fruitful deliberation and arrive at the decision that will further strengthen the structures of this party and ensure that every member, particularly the hard-working delegates and the full soldiers, are ultimate beneficiaries of this party. I would also like to repeat my pledge that before I end my tenure as a regional chairman of this party, every single parliamentary seat in the Ashanti region will be in the hands of the great NPP party in Ashanti.
All right, so quite shortly we'll be looking at the impact of the ruling on the New Patriotic Party following their Sunday's Congress. Shortly, we'll be speaking with Dr. Brenya on that issue, as well as the ruling on the judgments from the courts on RUPA Act 2020 general elections, where there will be diasporans will be allowed to vote. But let's move away from matters of that. And a task force of the Association of Small-Scale Miners has arrested 31 illegal miners, including some Chinese nationals. The illegal miners were dredging the river Ofing near Dunkwa on Ofing in the central region.
The action by the National Task Force of the Small Scale Association is to complement efforts of Operation Vanguard to clamp down on illegal mining. The commander of the task force, BCA Ando, said the task force is complementing the efforts of Operation Vanguard to ensure that illegal mining is completely eradicated from the mining industry. He indicated that their efforts are aimed at ensuring that water bodies and lands are not indiscriminately destroyed by self-seeking individuals who do not have the interest of the nation at heart. The suspects are currently in the custody of the Cape Coast Police Command.
You're watching Midday Live. We return shortly with more. Stay with us. Right, thanks for staying with us on Midday Live. And matters arising, and Accra High Court has ordered the Electoral Commission to, within 12 calendar months, put in place modalities to register Ghanaians living abroad to vote in the 2020 elections. And also, President Nana Akufo-Addo says it will spell doom for the NPP if it ever amends its constitution to prevent Ghanaians of dual citizenship from holding any party position. We're looking more into this. And joining us via Skype this afternoon is Richard Ahiagba, who is an NPP diasporan member. Good afternoon to you, Richard, and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Now, first of all, were you satisfied with the conduct of the Extraordinary Congress yesterday?
Yes, from every indication, it was a very peaceful Congress. Everybody conducted themselves the way we've always done as a party. So I think that was a very good day for us as a party. We're very proud of our efforts, and indeed, with the support of our president, we're able to do businesses that were of key importance for us. So I think it was a great conference yesterday, and we're proud of ourselves.
Now, the conference accepted members with dual citizenships to hold positions within the party. Do you feel vindicated? How would you react to this particular one?
Thank you. I guess I would say that it wasn't anything given. It was a matter of right that was confirmed, that as a Ghanaian, regardless of your economic pursuits, that has led some to become dual citizens in other countries. That should not be a limiting factor in our politics. Our politics is simply about ideas. Politics is about trying to do things that advance our country, our party. We should be looking to involve more people, not to eliminate or exclude people. So Ghanaians who live abroad are Ghanaians at heart, culturally, in terms of commitment and loyalty to this country. There is no arguing the fact that we love our country just as much as anybody. The only difference is people have traveled for economic reasons, and for purposes of being able to live in the countries they are resident in, they get citizenships or they get documentations that allow them. That should not be a limiting factor to their ability to come back to our country and bring their skills, their knowledge, and resources to help develop home. It should be an incentive for us to actually encourage those people to come back. And indeed, our delegates confirmed that they understand that in principle, and in application, they went ahead and rejected that amendment. I think it was a great day for our party, and it's good for Ghana.
Now, Richard, I would want to link this to the ROPA law, which was passed in 2006 but delayed in implementation. Just a few minutes ago, the Accra High Court has ordered the Electoral Commission to, within 12 calendar months, ensure that our brothers in the diaspora partake in the 2020 elections. How do you receive this particular judgment from the court?
Yes, I think it's a welcoming news. Anything we can do to expand electoral opportunities to Ghanaians. The benefit of democracy is that we're allowing more multiplicity of voices. We're allowing more people to engage in the process of decision making. That makes our country better, so that we all take ownership to say that in the end, the decision and the direction of our country is one that we have taken collectively and one that we believe in. So in doing that, everybody has a buy-in. And the purpose of that is to ensure that collectively we're pushing in that direction. So I think it's an added benefit, of course, good news for us that immediately after we have confirmed in our party that we are for increased participation so that our brothers and sisters who are outside this country and may have dual citizenship can still vote, can participate in our politics. to have the High Court confirm something like that or allow for their participation in terms of in our electoral democracy, I think is one thing that we all need to welcome. We all need to celebrate. We all need to work in a direction to expand access, to include more Ghanaians in our democratic process. And I think that is one thing we ought to celebrate and encourage our judicial services to actually help us in that direction to advance and enrich our democracy.
We are grateful for your time, Richard. Richard Ayagba is the NPP diasporan member joining us via Skype to look at exactly how things turned out at the just ongoing or ended extraordinary Congress of the NPP, as well as his reactions regarding the dual citizenship and voting matter, which received judgment by the Accra High Court. You're watching Midday Live, and we're still staying a while longer on the NPP Extraordinary Congress because the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP says during his reign he would ensure that all seats within the region will be owned by the NPP. Let's take a look and listen.
As chairman of this region, my interest, my dream is to see that by the end of the day, we will have the fruitful deliberation and arrive at the decision that will further strengthen the structures of this party and ensure that every member, particularly the hard-working delegates and the full soldiers, are ultimate beneficiaries of this party. I would also like to repeat my pledge that before I end my tenure as a regional chairman of this party, every single parliamentary seat in the Ashanti region will be in the hands of the great NPP party in Ashanti.
All right, so you just listened to the NPP chairman of the Ashanti region there, giving some assurances and promises to the people. But we're talking about it has been described as the 3 controversial proposals submitted for amendment in the governing New Patriotic Party. And already the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, says the party will spell doom if it ever amends its constitution to prevent Ghanaians of dual citizenship from holding any party position. We would want to find out exactly what the impact would be like from Dr. Brenya, who is a senior lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. We're still trying to reach him via Skype. But additionally, an Accra High Court has ordered the Electoral Commission to, within 12 calendar months, also put in place modalities to register Ghanaians living abroad to vote in the 2020 election. So we'll also be finding out exactly what this means in tandem with the NPP's amendments and matters arising. Well, we are glad to have Dr. Brenya via Skype this afternoon. Dr. Brenya is a lecturer, a senior lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Sir, good afternoon to you, and thanks for your time on Midday Live.
Good afternoon.
Now, Doc, let's look at the NPP's constitution. It is clear that if they want to amend their constitution, if you look at the constitution, 2/3 must vote in favor. And there's a concern that yesterday they only voted by popular acclamation. Some say it is clear violation of the party's constitution. Some are also saying that the entire voting process should be annulled. What do you make of this particular one?
I think the essential thing to look at this point was the interest of the party. If the law actually says that 2/3 of the members is required to amend any provision in the constitution, and what happened yesterday was otherwise, then of course any concerned member of the party could go to court to have the whole decision nullified. But I believe that given what was at stake, we realized that many did not agree with the amendment that was proposed by the parliamentary caucus. And since these are elected officials who care so much about what their members, the rank and file, the grassroots, think or decide, I don't think that, even though what they did may not conform to legality, I don't think that members that did not, in a way, win yesterday maybe the parliamentary caucus, and I don't think they will take this issue up.
So it's clear that all quarters are not satisfied. What should the MPP be doing about this?
I think as a party, if you look at some of the provisions that were shut down, the fact that members of parliament should be the one appointing executive, constituency executive, that look more like an imposition by the parliamentary caucus. The fact that most citizens
Well, technology there giving us some challenges, but we'll get back to Dr. Brenya on the issue because we've not really done resolving it. We'll take a break right now. We'll be back and we'll try to connect again via Skype to Dr. Brenya, Senior Lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. This is Midday Live. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly. Thanks for staying with us on Midday Live. Well, what technology does will be later in subsequent bulletins. We'll be getting you more on this particular ruling from the Accra High Court on ROPA law and the fact that diasporans will now be voting in the 2020 elections, as well as matters arising within the MPP Congress. But let's move away from that now and to some more stories this afternoon. Residents of Baguri, a suburb of Wa in the Upper West region, have chased out some alleged prostitutes out of their brothel in a Hollywood-style action movie. Now, Upper West regional correspondent Abdul Gafaru reports the angry residents also set their property on fire.
Residents went on rampage, destroying anything which belonged to the alleged night workers. They set the fence wall on fire and chased out the alleged prostitutes. But residents say they do not regret the action. They justify the action, claiming the presence of the alleged prostitutes will corrupt the morals of the younger ones. After the massive protest, the youth reported the incident to the Wanaba to sit on the case. The case is expected to be heard Monday, December 18th.
And joining us via Skype this afternoon is our Upper West regional correspondent Yakubu Abdul Gafaru to get the latest detail on what happened in that particular region. Hello, Gafaru. Good afternoon to you and thank you for joining us on Midday Live. Hello, Gafaru. Right. Now, yesterday the police informed us that they will be arraigning some people before court. What has happened?
Yes. According to the regional police CID, the court couldn't come on because of the fact that the alleged prostitutes who were chased out are still responding to treatment at the Upper West Regional Hospital. So this morning, when I visited the police station, some of the personnel from the police CID took me to the Upper West Regional Hospital, at least for them to ascertain the level of destruction that was caused. So they went to actually find out the challenges or the kind of damage that has been done to their various parts of their bodies. So we were able to take at least some professional shots of what has actually happened at the facility. And I can tell you that 4 out of the 5 are still responding to treatment at the facility, while only 1 was discharged yesterday. According to the regional crime officer, Superintendent Fuseni Alaji Fuseni Awinaba, they wouldn't be able to actually bring them to court simply because the extent of damage that has been caused them, they are still suffering it, and they expect them to get healed before they can bring them to court. But they are also saying that now it is not going to be just one story where the victims now were brought to court for them to at least charge them or talk about the issues surrounding their stay at the area where they were chased out. But because of the fact that some youth or community residents actually forced them out of the place where the police are still doing their own investigations to actually put the matter to court. It means they are saying they will also be arresting some of the people, though they told us yesterday that they will be doing the arrest. According to them, they sent some invitations. They called some numbers for them to appear, for them to take the matter up, but
now,
they are dodging them.
Gafaro, points made clear on the police as well as those responding to treatment. We also understand some youth intend reporting the issue to the WANA, but to adjudicate. What has come out of that one?
That one was earlier on been done. They reported to the WANA, and it was after the WANA's place that the matter was rather sent back to sent to the police station.
But has the WANA reacted in any way?
Yes, the WANA reacted. He gave them some number of days for them to relocate them to a new place. But that has not been done. And the reason why the people or residents there are taking the matter up themselves, because they are thinking, or they are saying that the matter that has been reported to the police, because on Friday they were supposed to be the court, was arranged to be the court, but it fails to happen because the police said they were still investigating the issue.
Okay.
So, and for that matter, they took up this matter by themselves to take the actions they take.
All right, Gafaro, we are grateful for your time there. Gafaro Yakubu Abdul is our Upper West Regional Correspondent, giving us updates on residents of Kpagburi, a suburb of the Wa area in the Upper West region, who chased out some alleged prostitutes out of the brothel in a Hollywood-style movie. We understand that 4 out of 5 are responding to treatment and 1 was discharged this morning. So as and when it unfolds, we'll be giving you more. But let's move from the Upper West region now to the Northern region, where lack of proper school infrastructure has forced English and Arabic JHS students of Makango in the Salaga district of the Northern region to share class with bats as their teachers contend with the weather, insects and reptiles under a tree which serves as common room. Now, the situation has over the years affected the performance of JHS students in the community.
The Makango English and Arabic JHS, situated in the heart of the Makango community, serves other adjoining villages. Established in 2012, the school operates in a borrowed classroom block of the primary school of the community. The situation in the classrooms is appalling, as coupled with lack of furniture and textbooks, but have invaded every space.
If I served with imagine to reflective school, example, I cook the food myself.
As Africa struggles to meet most MDGs on education, especially on girl-child education, with infrastructure also being the issue, especially in most rural areas in Ghana, here at the Makango JHS English Arabic School, the issue is different. These young ones behind me would have to contend with bat invasion every day. This seriously affects education in this district.
They are disturbing us. They shit on us and urinate and shout when they are teaching us. We want the government to help us.
Initially, we put some nets to see if we can trap them. But because this is not the only place that they are in the other place. So just a week or two, then you see them coming back.
Teachers here in the school also face peculiar challenges as this tree plays a key role in their daily activity. These people you are seeing behind me are not having their siesta. No, that's not the case. These are teachers and they use this place under this tree as their staff common room because of lack of rooms for them. And this clearly affects teaching and learning.
The leaves dropped on us. Even yesterday we killed a snake. The green snake fell from the tree. We scattered and finally we have to kill it. We also fear the branches might probably fall on us. At times when it rains, we have to mingle with the pupils in there, and teaching and learning have to come to a stop.
Meanwhile, at the nearby primary school, the news team chants on a bizarre situation.
The issue of furniture is a problem across most rural areas in the country, especially in the northern region. And here in Salaga and in Makango especially, this is the scene we are realizing here. But what is so disturbing is that they are in the heat. The windows are closed and the reason is not palatable. And this will affect their vision and definitely create some sickness for them. But why is it so? I mean, I just want to engage leadership. Please come forward and speak to me. You were explaining why they are in this heat, and then they are also, the vision is not clear. There's no light. There's nothing. Why is it so? Why can't we open the window?
The windows are not open because they are falling apart. When you won't open to fall apart, it maybe hit one of the children, and there will be no remedy, or they create another problem. So we have just decided to brace it, and we are in this condition.
But the condition is bad. We can do something about it. This is why you don't need the district director of education to come and do it. We can solve it, isn't it? The heat alone is bad, isn't it?
Exactly.
And the vision, look at what they are not even seated on the chair.
Yes, no seats.
There are no seats, and you are adding another burden on these children. The vision, no, it's not good, isn't it? So
exactly.
Can the school do something about it?
Well,
especially opening the window.
It's not easy for us to open the window. The cost involved. Maybe asking a carpenter to come here and close it or do anything we would like us to pay, and then maybe we'll confront the community. I don't know. And
this will
our community here they have problems.
Okay.
When you invite them, they give you long stories, how to maybe acquire money, and their farm produce very low.
So the issue is cost to pay a carpenter to fix these windows for these young ones.
Yes.
And therefore they are suffering in the heat. They are suffering. So
financial problem.
Financial problem. So they are suffering, which can be solved, isn't it?
It can be solved.
It can be solved.
It can be solved, eh?
It can be solved.
Okay.
If you want to solve it, it can be solved.
We want it solved.
It can be solved so that they will be free, because their situation even is not palatable, isn't it?
Exactly.
These are some of the issues here. I mean, if authorities within the schools can take charge, this is a simple thing the school can take care of, and is also adding burden to these young ones.
Before the team departed the school, we sent for a carpenter to open the windows, and we later had information the pupils are now enjoying some fresh air despite the lack of furniture. From Makango, Nana Kwekwedia for TV3 News.
Well, quite a dire situation there in that area, but we have the Director of Education of East Gonja, Mohammed Abu Baba, to respond to some of these issues raised in Nana Kwekwedia's report. Hello, good afternoon to you, sir, and thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon.
First of all, we want to find out, are you aware of the situation at the English and Arabic JHS students, within the students at Makango?
Aware.
You are aware of the situation?
Yes, I'm much aware about the situation at Makango English, Arabic, and Tribal schools.
And so what have you done about it, if you are aware?
A lot has been done about it, and we have a roadmap to fixing those challenges. But as you are aware, what happened last night was actually highly unfortunate. We have been there as an office to see to how best we can fight the bus. The first, we fumigated the place. Secondly, we are using fishing nets. And if the fishing net fails, then there's another strategy that we need to use. So something is being done about it.
We spoke to the head of the school there, my colleague Nanedua spoke, and it looks like one particular issue, which the issue of cost came up, talking about windows for ventilation. These kids are young.
Madam, I think that wasn't the headmaster you spoke to. He's a teacher in that school.
Fine, he's a teacher, but he spoke on authority. Yes, we saw the pictures ourselves.
I have been there severally. And you see, he did not tell you the truth. What happens is that the inhabitants go to open the windows and free themselves. They use the school as a free range. This he did not tell you.
But we saw it in the pictures. The windows were blocked. The classrooms were dark.
When the windows were not bad, the community, you know, the school is so close to the community. They go to open and use that place as their toilet. This is what is on the ground.
Okay, but we still have students in that classroom. So when are we going to see the repair of these windows for at least ventilation for those young ones in the classrooms?
I'm telling you, I've been to the school for more than 6 times. And I told you we have a roadmap to fixing that challenge over there.
And when is this roadmap taking effect?
The roadmap will fix those things before schools resume. Because they have capitation and they have school grants. So those monies can be used for those things.
So when should we see this start, the roadmap you're talking about?
That's why I'm telling you, before schools resume, I am going to supervise and monitor that project.
Would you give us timelines, considering the issue of bats in the classrooms, teachers not being comfortable, looking at the weather, they staying under the trees?
We need a holistic measure. Look, the bats have infested the whole village. So whatever we do to eliminate the bats in the school, they will still come back. And that's why I told you we have pulled down the ceiling, we have fumigated the place, and we have put fishing nets. Instead of fishing for fish, we are fishing for bats.
We are grateful for your time, sir. District Director of Education at East Gonja, Mohammed Abu Baba, are reacting to the lack of proper school infrastructure, forcing English and Arabic JHS students of Makango in the Salaga district of the northern region to share their classrooms with bats in the issue of poor ventilation within the classrooms. Let's do some business news now.
The business segment is brought to you by
And on business this afternoon, government has launched the National Cashew Mass Spraying Exercise at Wenchi in the Bono Ahafo region. The mass spraying exercise is expected to cover 10,000 acres of cashew farms this year. Johnson Tichi has more.
Records indicate about 85% of cashew farmers in Ghana are located in the Bono Ahafo region. Cashew contributed about $197 million of revenue in 2016. In an effort to strengthen the cashew business, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority has launched this year's massive spraying at the Wenchi municipality. As part of the project, 25 solo engine spraying machines and chemicals were distributed to the local farmers. It is expected by 2027, cashew fruit and seeds will be largely processed in Ghana to add more value to the product.
Promote the production and marketing of cashew byproducts, promote local consumption of roasted cashew products, support capacity building in the value chain to improve efficiency at all levels.
The Executive Secretary of the Cashew Industry Association of Ghana, Ironachia, wants more government assistance to raise their business.
We are going to maintain strict financial discipline and then to the gangs. We have told them that anyone who is caught smuggling or taking out any of the chemicals will be dealt with.
Adam Ahassan is the chairman of the Nkransa South and North Cashew Farmers Association.
Since 4 years, we have been seeing that there is an insect which is coming on the cashew, but the quantity or the quality product we have to get, we are not getting it. When you compare from last 3-4 years, us coming ahead, we have not been getting the product as we're supposed to get.
The minister, Gifty Clenham, supported the local farmers with 1 million Ghana cedis.
You're watching Midday Live, and we have sports next with Nana Kujafre.
The sports segment is brought to you by
Thank you very much, Anekia Mensah Brampa. Time for us to run by you the latest sports update on Midday Live. My name is Nana Kujafre, and we'll be looking at the shortlist for the 2017 African Footballer of the Year, as announced by CAF President Dr. Ahmed in Accra a few hours earlier. And as you can see on the screens, this should not come as a surprise to you. Mohamed Salah, who is the leading top scorer in the English Premier League with 14 goals, is the man who has been shortlisted, together with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, the man who broke Tony Yeboah's record in the the German Bundesliga. And then there's Sadio Mane too as well, who plays for Liverpool and Senegal, helped Senegal to get through to the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. Salah also helping Egypt to get through to the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. So these three men will be contesting for who wins the 2017 African Player of the Year. When it comes to the coaching department of the award, German Rowe, who has helped Nigeria to the 2018 FIFA World Cup, has been shortlisted. So is Hector Cooper, who also qualified the Egyptians to the 2018 FIFA World Cup, their first time since 1990. So that is a huge one. And then there's Hussein Amweta, the man who led Wydad Casablanca to the CAF Champions League. He has also been nominated in there. Now, there we'll show you the young players, and this is where we're hoping to get a Ghanaian in. Remember that Eric Eya, the captain of the Black Starlets, was part of the initial 5 shortlist that was released, but when they released the names of the 3 main contenders, he has been omitted. So there's Krempin Diatta, there is Datsun Daka in there, and there's Salam Gideon in there too as well. So they will be going for the Youth Player of the Year Award 2017. Let's do some other news here. But before then, here Ghana can expect something, because the Women's National Team of the Year has Ghana's under-20 team, Nigeria's under-20, and then the South African Women's National Team. So a lot to expect on the 4th of January when the award kicks off right here in Accra. Now to some other news, where the fortunes of Female Football League in Ghana has attracted a major boost following GN Bank's pledge to sponsor the league. Chairman of the bank, Dr. Papakwesi Indium, who announced this at the first Football Coaches Conference, says their earlier decision to pull out of sponsoring the Division 1 league was to make way for the female game.
The decision of GN Bank to pull out of the Division 1 league heightened financial burden of clubs in the second-tier league. Clubs are now to pay a minimum of 30,000 cedis as officiating fee in the coming season as a result. But head of the bank, Dr. Papakwesi Indum, who is also a club owner, explained the decision was in favor of the women's league.
If I'm sponsoring a league, I want to see people there. But if there's nobody there to watch, and if no one is also watching at home, what's the point? So that's the one, my first point, is promotion. And I've already mentioned about sponsorship. Sponsorship, we won't leave it just to GFA. So we are talking to different people also to see if we can find sponsorship for the league.
It was not yet clear when the bank will officially become sponsors of the women's game, but the revelation at the first ever coaches conference is expected to excite followers. The Congress brought together a host of local coaches to share ideas on several issues concerning their work. They insisted the changes in football requires frequent upgrade of knowledge to stay on course. It was held at the GFA Secretariat and expected to be replicated at least once every year to help bring the local coaches to standard.
And Mame Baini became the first black woman to qualify for a U.S. Olympic speed skating team with a pair of victories in the 500 meters. The 17-year-old native of Ghana cruised to victory in the first 500 final at the short track trials on Saturday, beating Olympians Alana Gerhin, Jessica Coleman and Catherine Ruta Admek. According to Mame Baini, she said, "I can't believe it now." And it is really good. It is a really good feeling, but it has to set in first because it takes me a while before I can really get into this.
Performance by a 17-year-old crushing the field, and she is going to the Olympics.
In Spain, Atletico Madrid star Antoine Griezmann has caused outrage on social media after posting a photograph of himself blackface as part of a fancy dress costume. The Manchester United target, who came close to joining the Old Trafford club in the summer before having a change of heart, posted the photo on his Twitter account with the caption, "80s party," with a basketball emoji and a laughing emoji. He was dressed up as an NBA All-Star basketball player. And that's all the sports here on Midday Live. My name is Anako Jaffe. There's more sports news on News 360. Have a wonderful day.
And talking about Miss Ghana Beauty Pageant and allegations of pimping, some past winners of the Miss Ghana Pageant have accused the organizer and CEO of exclusive events, Miss Ina Patti, of exploiting them for money. Now, according to them, they see it as a responsibility to send a word of caution to prospective participants not to fall prey to the trap. Now, Stephanie Kakari is Miss Ghana 2010 and she will be joining us on the line if we have her on the line. Well, we'll be reaching her in our subsequent bulletins, but there are actually three of the beauty queens. Antoinette Delali Kemavo is Miss Ghana was Miss Ghana 2015, and Wespina Nanekua Befi also Miss Ghana 2017. They're coming out to speak on the matter. We've also made efforts to reach Miss Ina Patti, who is the organizer and CEO of exclusive events, to respond to some of these allegations, and it has proven futile. But in subsequent bulletins, we'll be looking more into this matter. Let's move away from that now and talking about Media General's Fun Games and Bash. It happened at the Bema camp on Saturday, and it was all fun there. Uso Arai has highlights of it. Let's take a look.
I've been hustling in the morning, in the afternoon and in the evening. Facing caution as you can if you intimation share. Give me the pussy, I'm ready in my toy. Me wano, sika me pay, embano. Mundi no, mundi mi ja.
Content together to excite viewers at TV3, those who watch TV3. Wow, so that's my colleague Joab, and he's very, very happy. This is our end of year get together, and it's happening right inside Bema camp. So yeah, so as you can see, my man is very excited. So let's walk straight to Alfred Okanse. Alfred, what's up with you?
I've had lots of fun. I played football.
I didn't know that the football was that difficult. Look, this is going to be my last time I'm going to criticize any footballer. I want to say that Media General is committed to excellence. Yeah, you know, we make the mistakes, but then what I can say is that we're committed to improving on a daily basis what we're doing. So they should keep watching TV3, listening to 3FM, Unia FM, Connect FM, Akuma FM. God bless them all.
Well, so I say congratulations to all the teams who won, especially the professionals. We won in the football. And talking about football, Madame Pelucia Mensah, I'll see you. The Black Queens, I'm sure they're looking for you. Well, that was what happened over the weekend. But there's more news on our website, 3news.com. So stay tuned to TV3 for more in subsequent bulletins. My name is Nanekia Mensah Bampa. Do enjoy your lunch and have a good afternoon.